Hello everybody, Andy here from Glass Half Dead, the premier Kill Team channel. Or am I? Considering that this video has come precisely like 12 hours after I made a video where I said, now we don't have to talk about Kill Team Salvation until it's on Warcom? Well, let's talk about rumours, leaks if you will, we don't know yet, gravitational pull and everyone's biggest fear, other games. So look, I rarely comment directly on these sorts of kind of rumours because they're not mine, they're not what my content focuses on, and as I'm hopefully about to explain in a way that you understand, I don't think most of them add much to my life. There you go. However, for me personally, this rumour is actually a bit of a big one. So look, I foolishly, maybe, value my time, and a big annoyance for me about Games Workshop is its release cycle. And that's the way that doesn't allow me to plan things around when it releases. It kind of just spews forth a constant deluge of products to consume with a single week's notice and kind of God will know his own sort of vibes, you know? So release dates are actually really important for me. Not as a content creator, but as just a person. I have things I want to do, I have other games I want to play, but if they drop a Kill Team product on me, it's like, well, I need to know. Like, I've got to do so much hobby to get it done. I don't like painting in the first place, so it takes me a long time, blah, 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 cool. Right. We all know there's only one channel that leaks, and so that channel has given us another rumour. Now, I try not to get on the rumour hype train because honestly Games Workshop does a good enough job of releasing things every single week that to then add rumours on top of it, it just gets exhausting and honestly leads to a compulsive mindset that for me is impossible to escape from. And I understand it's kind of done like on this channel from a place of fandom and enjoyment and wanting to increase his net worth, but it's kind of also why sometimes it gets memed on a smidge. So, you know, I would like to start escaping Games Workshop's gravitational pull on a slightly more regular basis. To that end, this channel has made the claim that Salvation will not be releasing until 2024. He made this last night. Some angel out there clipped it, a 30-second clip of our man, our boy over there on that channel. Saying this, and yep, he said Kill Team Salvation will not release in 2023. That's all he said. We don't know when. Like that's literally the whole 30-second clip. So this other channel often makes pretty wild claims that I typically don't pay attention to. However, I have found because you know I have watched him for a while, that when he is talking about the next release, he tends to have a pretty good track record, right? So if he's talking about the box after Salvation, I'm not going to trust what he says until Salvation has released, right? When he was claiming a month ago or whatever that Space Hulk is getting Kill Team rules, I'm just completely ignoring him because that seems insane, you know? But when he's talking Salvation, the next box, I'm inclined to think he's probably correct. Which, by the way, is nuts. Assuming Salvation releases in January, which he didn't say, by the way, he just said pushed back to 2024. That means we haven't had any Kill Team release, yes, I'm ignoring Justin, since May. 8 months, that's going to be. Blimey, this must be how, you know, people that play other games that aren't from Games Workshop feel. Having actual time to breathe between releases. Absolutely mad. Now, it's always possible he's wrong, to be clear. And next week, we'll have a Warcom article that begins the rules releases, and then next weekend previews go up. Who knows? Certainly, I don't. That channel, however, is ultimately, you know, he's never confirmed, right? And Games Workshop doesn't tell us release dates, so there is no way to confirm this. But as Kill Team players, we just have to wait. And weirdly, we're waiting for nothing until something. So, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. That's the rumour. That's whatever my title and thumbnail and clickbait bollocks that I have to do because of YouTube and all that wank was leading towards. That's the rumour. No Kill Team Salvation in 2023. Hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who are staying around to hear about other games and a little bit about why I'm taking a break from Kill Team content for now, I'd like to give you a big double hello. Wow, very wholesome. You know what? If you want to keep it polite, consider dropping a like, a sub, and a comment. For the comment, tell me how you feel about Salvation being delayed until next year, and how you're going to fill your time until then. And hey, if you like what you see here, consider checking me out on Patreon, where your support is greatly appreciated, and you get extra videos from me, and at certain tiers, digital goodies, and a cool name and extra channel to talk to in my Discord. On with the ramble. Oh, I will say, for me, like, my comment, if I were to leave a comment on a video such as this, I would say, how do I feel about it? I'm fine with it. I just wish GW would tell us. That's all. That's literally my only issue with GW when it comes to this sort of thing. Just tell us roughly when, so that I can plan my life, you know? Anyway. On with the ramble indeed. Underworlds, Warmachine and Deadzone are my current focuses for the next few months, so I'll probably be absolutely wrecking my channel analytics using those tools of destruction. But before I talk about those, why? Why don't I just keep talking about Kill Team in this downtime? Great question. So, I currently have 6, count them on my fingers, 6 finished scripts sitting in this Google document that I'm currently reading from. I have Kill Team Beginner Tactics, Boss Battle Rules, Solo Play Guide, an exploration of what if Season 3 allows the guard action in an open board, Chess Clock Guide, which I have rewritten from the one that I gave to my patrons because it wasn't good enough. Who knew I put effort into things, right? Not me, that's for sure. And every single faction in Kill Team broken down by both lore and playstyle. If you've seen that huge video that Bricky did, it's that, but for Kill Team. So, that's going to be a monster, isn't it? I believe that all of these add, like, genuine value in some way to the Kill Team discourse, and so because I believe they are good informative videos, I want people to watch them, as I think they will improve their gaming experience. Right now, because Games Workshop games get a boost... What is this sentence? Right now, because Games Workshop games get a boost when that game is in the spotlight, the views on all Kill Team channels will be lower than usual. That's where my motto of where there's news, there's views comes from. Because it's incredibly true. But I want to be really clear. It's not just those news-based videos that get a boost. Every Kill Team-based video gets more views when Kill Team is in the news cycle. I regularly bully Mountainside Tabletop about their low-effort content, for example, and they even note that their battle report videos get fewer views when Kill Team news is in a slump. Right? Kill Team Kill Team battle reports should be completely devoid, completely divorced from news, but they're not. Everything is affected by news. When things are in people's minds, they naturally go and look for things related to it, not specifically just that news content. There you go. Cool. I just thought I'd put that out there as a little anecdote. Obviously, go check out Mountainside Tabletop. Anyway, if I genuinely believe that then I want them to hit as big as they can, and ultimately, sadly, Games Workshop decides that. Not really me. So cool, let's quickly talk about Underworlds, which I have here, Warmachine and Deadzone, and why I'm picking those 3 as my focus over the next few months, and which games haven't quite made the cut. Actually, so that's really quick to discuss. The other games I'm interested in and why I'm not going with them first. So, Blood Bowl, God Tier, and Sigmar. Oh, and Middle-earth. Right, yeah. So, Blood Bowl because it's big, and there's lots to do, and I'm really not super into the theme. The theme of Blood Bowl has never tickled me, and as there's quite a bit to potentially get stuck into, I'm keeping it on the back burner. Lovely art direction, like across the range, both for models and rules. you know, physical media in general. And I have the computer game, so I will come back to it later. God Tier is a cool concept. It's essentially just a random board game, but with a list building aspect. And then, like, the reason I stepped back on that one is because of, honestly, just a bit cringe, I realise, but the YouTube content presence, like, it's not huge. So I'll come back to it at a later date when I'm feeling a bit freer in my content, perhaps. Finally, well, second to finally, Age of Sigmar. So look, 40k is dead for this edition for the next 3 years for me, 100%. Guaranteed. Not coming back to that. He says, right? With my brain, you never know. But I still love the idea of a big, full-scale epic game. And Sigmar has great models and a more tolerable rules system, but ultimately not by much. However, my interest in Sigmar at this point is fingers crossed for 4th edition to see where they go with it there. So I kind of want to, in the background, build up an army or two and just see what happens. If it's an addition of minor iterations, you know, if 4th is an addition of minor iterations, then I'll still probably buy the release box because I have problems and because I like how the new Primarisified Stormcast models look in general. But otherwise, ignore the game for another 3 years. Finally, Middle-earth strategy battle game, or Mesbega, if you will, as I call it. So basically, I saw Balin's Tomb, or Balin's Tomb? Balin, yeah. Kind of got re-released. I think it was originally released in, I'm going to say 19, but it might have been 20 or 21. So anyway, it's been re-released. And it's a board game, and total coincidence, as I was getting into the idea of board games as a good way to get new players into war games, I saw it, impulse purchased it, along with the Lord of the Rings starter set and the skirmish rules book and the competitive play rulebook. There you go. That's just me, baby. Woo! Issues. It hasn't turned up yet, although actually Element Games sent me an email today saying it's been shipped, so it should therefore, all of that should arrive tomorrow, just in time for me to put it in a closet and not look at it. Maybe. Because I've got other things to do. But either way, it hasn't arrived yet, but still has all of the same issues as the rest. I need hobby time and rule learning time. I might do a Balin's Tomb review as like just a board game and not look at the rest of it, but we will see because that's still like 30 models to paint. And with my content, it's 30 models to paint to flash on screen for 2 seconds. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright. Okay, on to the games I do intend to cover, or want to cover in the next 2 or 3 months. Warmachine. Do you like my set dressing abilities and skills? I hope so. There you go. So, I played Warmachine on Wednesday. I've arranged a... Read from the script, Andy, stop making it up, Jesus. I'm actually rather enjoying Warmachine still, but only at a very limited rate. I've still mainly only done intro games for others, for Mark IV at 30 points, which is kind of the smallest size. It's called a recon mission. However, I have now locked in my first 50-point game for next weekend, and I'm pretty excited about that. Will I continue to like the game when there's so much more to think about and the game starts taking over an hour? Now, when it comes to content, I'm in a bit of a pickle because I've cock-blocked myself on all fronts. I haven't done enough hobby to put up pretty pictures of my armies, and I haven't played enough to talk with any authority within the rules. And these are lovely models, and I really don't want to rush and ruin them, like I maybe already have, certainly did for one of them. But I also don't like painting, so it's a real Sophie's choice, if I'm honest. I don't know what that means, by the way, if you can't tell. Like, if I'm not providing cool hobby or rules expertise, I really don't know how to talk about a game. I want to do a comprehensive how to play and a battle report, but without fully painted armies, I simply can't yet. So step 1 is paint the damn armies, right? Deadzone. We can move this over there. That will come, this is a prop for later. Deadzone. Unlike Warmachine, I don't care about these models looking good because honestly they're not very good models. And right this moment, actually, also, I'm not too fussed about sci-fi in general, like as an aesthetic. And I'm honestly on more of a fantasy kick right now. So not inspired by sci-fi stuff. But you know what? I still need to put paint to an acceptable level on like 20 or 30 models. That still takes time, especially when I'm going to say it again, don't particularly find painting enjoyable at all. I also need to learn the game more. However, I've already written one full intro to Deadzone script, and I'm happy with that, and I'm ready to film once I've got painted models. So that's I'm partly there. I'm really excited for Deadzone, and I legitimately think it's a great skirmish game. The grid measurements make it feel so streamlined, and I really like adding dice to your pool as a mechanic, or removing dice from your pool when you've been outplayed, or play incredibly poorly. Everything just feels super fast and fun. Also, really cool starter product, this bad boy right here. Now, as you'd expect with a starter box, you get a mat in there. It's only paper, but whatever. One side is just the mat, but the other side, I think, is such a great use of space. Let me open it for you, right? There you go. This side is just the mat. It's 2x2 with 3-inch square grids, okay? Let me show you the other side. That might not have been like stunning for you, but let me read the rest of what I'm saying and then I'll fangirl over it or whatever. So look, one side is just the map, but the other side I think is such a great use of space. Look, it's everything you need to play and a smaller board all right there. It even has the stat lines, oh there you go, there and there, of your models and marked out terrain for if you haven't built your terrain yet. Having everything right here is such a great use of space for a starter product. And the rules, honestly, are brilliant. The models are fine for game pieces, but they're not like great works of art like you get in other games, in my opinion. So yeah, excited for Deadzone. This is great. Like, honestly. Like, yeah. I think this is brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. Quite genuinely, if you're thinking about Kill Team as the next starter product, they should do one board, one side of the board as whatever, the, normal. The other side, a how to play. I think it's great. Blown away by it. What a smart use of space, honestly. Anyway, there you go. Right. Finally, Underworlds. Now, I've spoken on this before, but I am in a bit of a clash with Underworlds. It markets itself as the company's the ultimate competitive miniatures game. The ultimate competitive game, right? But what I value in it... Oh, wait, let me put it up here. There you go. Good set dressing again. But what I value about it is the fact that it takes like 20 minutes to play and is played on a grid, and now even better, if you want, doesn't have deck building. I suspect that the take on the game will lead to a bit of clash between... I suspect that my take on the game will lead to a bit of a clash between how I want to discuss the game and how watchers of Underworld's content will want to hear the game being discussed. But hey ho, there we go, you don't know till you try. Step one, obviously, though, again, is I have to paint some models, which, because Death Gorge is 7 models, I can actually do pretty fast. In fact, I've already finished the elf deepkins, the Sirene's razors. They're done. I just have to do the Slanesh he-she's at the moment. So, that will then allow me to record stuff. But I, of course, have to learn the game, which is also a bit of an issue, can't lie. Trying to learn 3 systems, if not more, all in like a week is a bit much, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. I just need to do a bunch of research and just tell people what is what. What is Rivals? What is Nemesis? What is Legends? Championship? Rune? Relic? I think it's called Relic. Yeah, that sounds right. What is legal to play? What is the minimum buy-in? Do you need to buy everything, or have they changed that? Can I play every single warband, or are some now not in play? Is my old collection now useless? How often do they reset the game or invalidate old warbands and decks? Just a whole bunch of questions that will lead to some sort of beginner guide to starting Underworlds from Death Gorge, right? Like, that's the plan. That's where content video number 1 is. So yeah, lots going on with me, for me, with both hobby and rules and playing games. If you want to keep up to date with my weekly games, by the way, as I still am playing Every week, I've just started doing exactly that for my patrons. Every week, I will recap the games I've played that week across all game systems. If that interests you, consider checking out my Patreon. And that's it. You've ended to the end of the video, and therefore I would like to give you a triple hello, my good chaps, chapesses, and chap-I. The wholesomeness truly knows no bounds. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment, stay hydrated, and stay polite. Goodbye.